itukute akuta Namibia yakanje itupirong.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUL for life. We are IUL.
Good evening and welcome to Today on One. I'm Maggie Forciero. In the news tonight, Erindi management accused of alleged unfair labour practices. Hashtag Love Protects extends COVID-19 awareness to local markets. African young politicians meet in South Africa. Agritech Namibia shares climate-smart agricultural solutions in Okakarara. And Roundup, Business on One, Comments Corner, Sports and the Weather. The management at Erindi Private Game Reserve is being accused of unfair labour practices ranging from racism, apartheid, favouritism, nepotism and a biased management. Employees say some issues started as minor but have now escalated and have been brought up with the management dating back to February 2021. However, they claim that there has been no effort from the management to address their complaints.
The people at Erindi doesn't have a problem with the new owner, no. This old management, they are treating people like dogs. That's not right. They must know the rights of the people, the human rights. And they must know if they don't like you, then they will make sure to fire you. Just on a small thing. That's not good.
In a letter dated 23 February 2021 addressed to the General Manager of the Private Game Reserve, employees raised issues of concern of unfair labour practices to be addressed, from where, according to the employees, issues escalated and employees were notified of a disciplinary hearing.
The third is, why are they calling the people that they are targeting rotten apples? We are not rotten apples. We are the rotten apples now at work. And we are giving that bad attitude to them, and we are giving others that bad manners that we have. So they are saying that they will make sure so that those rotten apples will resign. The issue, all these years that we are staying there are some issues that we are having. That's why we write that paper on that 23rd of February 2021.
According to the workers, 3 employees have been unfairly dismissed and the remaining employees are subjected to threats and degrading treatment on a daily basis.
This issue is coming from that time, from February until now. We are just having that issues. They are not solving it, they are just threatening us. Why are they can't solve the problem, but they are just keeping on threatening us. Why? They say that we must go through the hearing, and we say no, we will not, because he didn't give us that answers that we asked for. Now later on, when we refused to go to the hearing, he said that the hearing will continue without us.
In Erindi, I can say most of them which they used to fire out of the work seems like unfair. Even the company which they take to the hearing, once you go there, they cannot even talk to you in a polite way. They also like other side of the whites. See, so like what I come and see here, we are securities. We are now working big stuff. See in Erindi, there's a lot of stuff. Even I cannot mention, but a lot of people knows. And as a security, he's working for 24 hours. 24 hours, you don't pay him 24 hours. No Saturday or Sunday, no holiday. So, and again, I never knew or I never heard even these borders soldier, or how I can say, stay, or policies to stay at the border without any really staff which you can even, or really protection.
The Namibia Commercial Catering, Food and Allied Workers Union, representing the over 100 workers in the dispute, noted that the matter has been taken up to the Office of the Labour Commissioner for Conciliation, adding that workers' rights at Erindi have been disregarded for the past years.
If you go back to Erindi, it is this type of management. We said you have nothing to say. They call it Afrikaans as onze plek, jy next on the scene. As jy nie van ons hou nie, daar is die jy moet uitgaan. Boa mentality. And that should be taken out straightly, that these are people that have no regard to workers' rights. I think for years and years, this is how the workers of Erindi have been living in the hands of this employer. I think what happened also is that the previous employer, that was the Herr Joubert, has also left these workers without even saying thank you for being with me, because there are all the people that have almost worked for Erindi for 32 years. Subsequent amount of years that Herr Joubert have been having Erindi, but he did not even appreciate them for what they have built. They have built Erindi to become from a small farming project to become $1 billion project that we are saying that today it has been sold for more than $2 billion.
The Erindi Private Game Reserve General Manager, when contacted for comment on the matter, was unreachable at the time of this broadcast. According to the union, they have also tried to engage the Erindi management, however to no resolve, noting that workers now live in fear of losing their jobs.
We have had numerous occasions with the legal representatives of Erindi and plus the union, but we are not on the same page. They are talking Chinese, we are talking any other native language of us, so parties could not reach an agreement in a settlement. If you have 168 members that comes out and say that this is what Paul has said to us, you know, it can substantiate and stand in any court of law, because you need to defute that. Like the current incident that happened is that they were called to a meeting and they were called at Fraud Apples Salon's mere deal. I think and that becomes when workers have been called to an element of a fruit, they can call you to an animal also. You know, when you distort my humanity is that when you are saying Fraud Apple.
Great combo deal from Choppies! Choppies, great value for your money.
BBC's Smart Money program presents an exciting new technology segment dubbed Smart Tech.
Ghana have a problem of unemployment, also the problem of housing and schools under trees. Now Plus wants to use the problem of plastic waste to solve the problem of schools under trees, housing, and create more jobs for the youth in the country.
Bonjour.
Hello, I am Sao Duniang, director of the Palms Luxury Boutique Hotel in Dakar. I started by cleaning a toilet. Today, I am the manager of my own 5-star hotel boutique with 60 employees.
to give more people access to these life-saving vaccines. South Africa and India have proposed a waiver of COVID-19 patents, and the move seems to be gathering momentum after receiving the backing of the United States. But even if the patent waiver is indeed granted, can Africa manufacture these vaccines at scale?
Did you know? COVID-19 vaccines may not only prevent you from getting seriously sick. Vaccines allows your body to fight the virus well before an infection occurs. This greatly increases your chances of not getting seriously ill when infected. The government provides COVID-19 vaccines for free, and they are safe for people aged 18 years and older, including those with pre-existing conditions. Remember, it is important to go for both doses of the vaccine to make sure you are fully protected.
So, get vaccinated. Help kick COVID-19 out of Namibia.
This message was brought to you by the Nationhood and National Pride Program in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Social Services.
The office of the First Lady this week took to single quarters as part of the hashtag Love Protects campaign aimed at raising COVID-19 awareness, promoting vaccination and compliance to public health regulations, as well as combating misinformation around COVID-19 vaccines and the disease's impact.
The First Lady's hashtag Love Protects COVID-19 pop-up vaccination activation at the Oshetu Community Market is in collaboration with the City of Windhoek, Vaccine for Hope and Omnicare Trust, where vendors and members of the public were seen lining up to receive their vaccinations, which health practitioners further demonstrated the vaccination process. Leader for the Case Management National COVID-19 Task Force, Dr. Kavetu Sikuvi, called for more vaccinations, noting that the country currently stands at 7.8% of fully vaccinated people, insufficient to reach herd immunity.
We need to reach at least 80% of herd immunity, meaning that in terms of we need to get immunity to fight the virus. So we need to get 80% of the people who are eligible to get vaccinated. We have been vaccinated when we were still young, and we have children that we take every day to the hospital to get vaccination for childhood diseases, which we have seen it protects our children from getting sick or severe disease. So the vaccination of COVID-19, it works in the same way. And the manufacturers for the vaccines that you allow your children to get vaccinated with are the same as the ones that are producing the COVID-19 vaccine. So in terms of safety, a lot of work has gone through, and it has been found to be safe, and it has been found to save lives. That's why, as I mentioned earlier on, the high-income countries, many of them are not using the face masks because they are vaccinated to a certain level that we call herd immunity, so that we can prevent further transmission of this disease to other people.
The First Lady at the activation called out misinformation around the vaccines and the hesitancy thereof, noting that majority of COVID-19 deaths in the country are those of men, as they are more reluctant to healthcare, further warning Namibians against the fourth wave and to vaccinate while early.
Another thing I want to worry about a little bit is, you know how us human beings are. When there's a crisis, we react. When we can see people dying, we react. So at the height of the COVID third wave, the vaccine queues were full. All of us were there because we were scared. Now, infections are going down, deaths are going down, so it looks like there's no crisis. So now vaccine centers are empty. What happened last time when we all rushed for vaccines? Two things happened. Long queues, vaccines ran out. There are no queues right now. There is more than enough vaccine. So there is no reason when the fourth wave comes, and it is coming, there is no reason for us to see long queues again out of panic. There is no reason to run out of vaccine because now all of a sudden everybody wants vaccine. Government cannot order lots and lots of vaccine if they are still stocked in the fridges. Government can only order when it gets used up, otherwise there's lots of wastage. So let us not do this thing of waiting for crisis, because by the time the fourth wave is high, it's late for vaccine, because you can still get infected. Another thing that is making me happy about this queue is I saw lots of men vaccinating today. Why that made me happy is that we've done some numbers, and until the end of August, 54% of COVID deaths in this country were men. 46% were women. The same is true even for HIV. More men die of HIV, and I'm not comparing COVID to HIV, but more men are dying of HIV, but more women have HIV. Do you know why? Because men aren't testing and they're not treating. So men don't like healthcare. I don't know why, you must tell me why. But the same is true for COVID. So men aren't testing early enough for COVID, nor are they vaccinating. And that's why we see more men dying.
The hashtag Love Protects COVID-19 pop-up vaccination activations will now continue until November, with the next pop-ups to take place at the Soweto Market on the 15th of September, Ochumwise Sieva Delan on the 22nd September, 29th September at Tukonjeni Market, 6th October at Okahanja Park Market, the 13th of October at Twahangana Market, the 20th of October at Havana Informal Settlement, the 27th October at Groothoop, and one pop-up vaccination activation to be done with the elderly at their pension points.
Get ready to enjoy Simba's sounds of flavor.
All the Simba flavors. Let's roll. Guys, smoke beef. Kwanga finiga. Shaya chocolate. Shakita mat.
Together we roll because Simba roars with flavor.
We can't wait to be together again. But until then,
let's stay safe.
Look, our beds is coming out. Hey! We are going to sleep under the stars tonight, people. Wow! Para sa vlog, guys. We are gonna sleep under the stars. You're gonna check it out tonight. For sure.
I did this last time I was here. It was a little windy, but I had my beanie on, blankets wrapped, everything. It was divine, and the moon was stunning.
We must definitely, yeah. Sleep under the stars. Okay, I'm in the male toilet right now. Look at this. Look at this. Awesome. What happened?
So
they crashed the drone?
I flew it into the mountain.
Oh, it's good.
It's good.
It's good. The verdict. It's good. It's good.
The whole vision was to create something which appeals to everybody in the world, not only to foreign tourists but also to Namibians. And that is why we have a Gondwana card that makes it more affordable for Namibians to come and visit us.
Enjoy these fantastic mid-month savings only at Clicks until 21 September. Buy Clicks 2-ply toilet paper 18 rolls, $89.99 per pack. Buy Pampers Active Baby Pants Value Pack, 2 for $176 per pack and 1 for $186.99. Or buy Nivea Deodorant Spray, 150 mils, 2 for $52. Clicks. Feel good, pay less.
African youth politicians from SWAPO, PDM and LPM gathered with others from Namibia in Johannesburg, South Africa, to discuss socio-economic challenges common to the continent.
The Landless People's Movement Youth Command element Dominga Ndala pointed out that African youth in general and Namibian youth in particular face an extremely high unemployment rate.
So some of the issues that arose during the discussion was the high unemployment rate on the African continent. I think it's common ground that in Namibia, unemployment rate, particularly amongst young people, is reaching at 40%, and in South Africa is at 50%. In other African countries is going to 60 to 70%. So we are all here just to find amicable solutions on how we are going to go about to reduce the high unemployment rate on the African continent. Apart from that, we have been deliberating on issues such as poverty. According to the report, there are around about 600 million young people on the African continent under the age of 25 that live beyond the poverty line. So these are some of the critical issues that we have been discussing about. So this program's objectives is obviously to increase youth participation in their political parties and as well as in the country, to advance and to build democracy, and also to advance the rights and the rights and youth, the rights and development of young people in their respective countries.
Ndala said that young Namibians should become more involved in the political process and should also be more conscious of what is happening in their country.
The way forward for Namibian youth is obviously to participate in the political space, to occupy strategic positions so that we are able to influence policies that has not been speaking to our aspiration as young Namibians, so that we are able to decolonize the policies that hampers our development or that hampers youth economic development as young people. So this is why we are here, to look at those issues and obviously to report back home and on how we are going to transform and to liberate the Namibian youth in the young people in Namibia. So the program is basically on that. I think going forward, it's important that young Namibians are actually conscientized on what is happening in the political space. It's very important that we just don't occupy positions in the political space.
Ndala is urging all Namibians who participated in this program to go back home and put their newly acquired skills and ideas to work in the interest of their community.
Farmers who attended the Information Day in Okakarara received climate-smart agricultural solutions in crop farming from Agritech Consulting in partnership with the Namibia National Farmers Union.
The farmers received knowledge on how to grow plants without soil using a method known as hydroponics. According to experts, this technique helps grow crops even in areas where the soil is sterile.
What you are seeing here, this is hydroponics for the production. So what we actually did is that we piloted this project in Namibia with the assistance of the Namibia National Farmers Union. We rolled it out in 7 regions, that is in 2020. We're looking at further reaching out to the rest of the country, also this 2021 through the Ministry of Agriculture with support from the Office of the Prime Minister.
Apart from the hydroponics fodder production, according to Manyika, Agritech is also involved in setting up aquaponic units, a system in which the waste from aquatic creatures, mostly farm fish, supplies the nutrients for plants grown hydroponically, thereby purifying the water.
Apart from this hydroponics fodder project, we are also involved in aquaponics units. So we're also setting up aquaponics units back at household gardens in the conservancies through funding from EIF through their service providers, and various other simple technological farming practices, honeybees farming, mushroom farming. We are also assisting farmers into simple fish pond farming technologies.
The aim is to make farming easier for the rural communal farmers, says Manyika.
So our focus is mostly on the rural communal farmers. We are trying to give them access also to these simple technologies so that we make agriculture exciting, simple, and also affordable for our rural communal farmers. Since we're in partnership with the Namibia National Farmers Union, I think if they can approach the Namibia National Farmers Union through their regional farmers unions, they'll be able to get through across to us, or alternatively they can contact us or find us at the Namibia National Farmers Union headquarters, or simply search for Agritech Namibia on the internet, Facebook, Instagram.
Agritech is in partnership with the Namibian National Farmers Union. Those who are interested in getting in touch can contact NNFU or call Agritech on 081 561 5044.
Every Saturday at 7 p.m., you can stay true to Namibia Sounds with our Valentine's True Music Sessions. Only on 99 FM. Stay tuned. Stay true. There's no wrong way. Valentine's. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
This week on It's a Wrap.
I'm sure our government are also trying to do the best they could. I wish I could say that more convincingly, because I don't always really believe that, and nor do most of the people on the street these days. 4 or 5 years ago, maybe, but more recently, the money that was supposed to support businesses, individuals, people that are struggling for food, that was there. I know how much we paid over the last years in various forms of taxes and all the other businesses from my industry. So that for me was a bit of a disappointment. I think there should have been more support.
Get ready to enjoy Simba's sounds of flavor.
All the Simba flavors. Let's roll. Guys, smoke beef. Well, if nigga. Shaya chocolate. Shakita mud.
Together we roll because Simba roars with flavor.
In other leading stories, the Capricorn Foundation donated $246,000 Namibia dollars to Christ's Hope International Namibia, whose dedication and commitment assists orphaned and vulnerable children impacted by AIDS and poverty. Christ Hope provides sustainable support at 10 care points located in 4 towns across Namibia to free the children from the cycle of AIDS and poverty. With 400 children currently registered with Christ Hope International Namibia, the program is looking at raising this number to 900 by 2025 due to the increased effects of COVID-19 on HIV-affected households, leaving more children orphaned. The children benefit from a holistic care model by attending an after-school program at care point structures close to their school and home. Locally employed caregivers care for the children by preparing warm meals, assisting with homework, and engaging the children in activities and programs that support their focus on physical, intellectual, emotional, community, and spiritual development. Christ Hope International oversees all activities and program content to ensure up-to-date teaching methods and support systems. Hanley Turner, Christ Hope International Namibia's country team leader, says these children face extreme difficulty and, without help, will often repeat the cycle of AIDS and extreme poverty. Adding that with the donation received from the Capricorn Foundation, they can cover budget items that go directly to the care of the children, which include stationery, school uniforms, and hygiene packs. Christ's Hope International Namibia has a 17-year track record of caring for orphaned and vulnerable children in Keetmanshoop, Rehoboth, Okahanya, and Oshikuku.
Are you a CMAS member? Did you know that should you need medical treatment, you have access to quality private hospitalization, guaranteed specialist treatment in private hospitals across Namibia with Compliment Gap? Compliment Gap is a complimentary product for CMAS members only, which covers the shortfall between what CMAS pays and private hospitals charge. You and your family have more than 2 million in medical gap cover per year at a very affordable price. That's not all. You also have access to emergency evacuation within Namibia and $10 million international travel cover for those unforeseen events abroad. Take the financial burden off your shoulders. Invest in your family's health. SMS GAP to 999 555 and we'll contact you. Terms and conditions apply.
New Nivea Black and White Deo protects me and my favorite outfit. That's why I feel confident and free. With 5 times Deo Action formula, I stay fresh and protected for 48 hours, and my clothes stay stain-free. Try SA's #1 anti-stain Deo.
Joseph Shifeni is standing by for today's edition of Business on One and Economic Indicators.
Welcome to this evening's edition of Business on One. I'm your host, Joseph Shifeni. The state of being financially sustainable forms part of the vision of most government-owned entities. Agribank's recent annual financial statements prove that it is making gains in this regard, coupled with a sound relationship with the main shareholder, the government, from which it often depends for financial support.
State-owned enterprises play a significant role in the economy as they provide commercial services in various sectors on behalf of the shareholder. The Agricultural Bank of Namibia delivered credible financial results for the 2020-2021 financial year, further strengthening efforts on the financial sustainable front.
The ability to be sustainable is of vital importance to us. And I did mention that financial sustainability is one of our key strategic pillars. This, in fact, allows us to obtain further funding from a government. Government won't support public enterprises that don't demonstrate progress towards financial sustainability. It also allows us to obtain affordable funding from development finance institutions like African Development Bank or KfW, and this allows us to improve our reach to farmers in need of financial support. Overall, this supports our vision of being a catalyst in transforming the agricultural, bioeconomy and related sectors to improve the quality of life of every Namibian.
Tutoy said the future remains uncertain, but sources for additional funding have been secured to the tune of up to 800 million Namibia dollars.
We are uncertain of government support during these times, but this is catered for in our funding strategy and obtaining third-party funding. We've got funding lines secured of excess of 800 million, which will allow us to lend to our farmers. We do have an aggressive collection strategy. As you know, during these uncertain times with a number of defaulting customers, the arrears do become an issue. We need to maintain and contain that. We've got a clear strategy for that, and I think those will support our financial sustainability. It's unclear of what the interest rates is going to do within this environment, but we will, should there be further interest rate reductions and impacting on our profitability, we will have to counter that through strict and rigorous expense management.
The shareholder of Agribank is represented by the Treasury and Public and Enterprises Ministry. The Finance Minister recently commended the board and management of the enterprise for making the bank more vibrant, robust and dynamic over the years.
Thank you for watching. Join me again next week, and don't forget to follow us on our social media pages.
Every Saturday at 7 p.m., you can stay true to Namibia Sounds with a Valentine's True Music Sessions. Only on 99 FM. Stay tuned. Stay true. There's no wrong way. Valentine's. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
Are you struggling to breathe? Breathe easy with new Zinfarm Lung Guard. Zinfarm Lung Guard promotes comfortable breathing in patients with asthma, smoker's lung, and athletes. With a specialized formula of antioxidants, keep your airways open, support healthy blood circulation to your lungs, and enhance normal breathing. It's Fabufarm's new Zinfarm Lung Guard, supporting your respiratory and lung health. Now available at all leading pharmacies countrywide. A proud Fabufarm product.
Time now for Comments Corner, your daily dose of comments from our social media pages. President Hage Geingob has nominated Basilius Yakua as Namibia's new ombudsman, succeeding Advocate John Walters, who served in the position for 17 years. Today on One spoke with the recently appointed ombudsman about his professional background, which includes serving as a chief legal officer at the Law Reform and Development Commission in the government's Justice Ministry. Manjame noted that looking at his track record, he was underemployed at the Law Reform and Development Commission. Joshua and Victoria congratulated him on his achievement. Titu says he was very calm and at ease during the interview. While Omumati says he must congratulate the public and the AR in particular for demanding the interviews to be public. That is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast only on Today on One.
Cheers. Tafolaga, Namibian like you.
This is my favorite gear, because it speaks for me and all my brothers. Nivea Men Black and White Deo. With 5 times deo action to protect you and your favorite gear from stains. Try Nivea's #1 anti-stain deodorant. Nivea Men, it starts with you.
Time now for today's sports update with Castro Ulumbu.
Welcome and thank you for joining me once again for Sports on One. I am your host, Castro Ulumbu. The state of Namibian stadiums is being questioned as the country was hit with a stadium ban by the Confederation of African Football that no international football matches will commence due to the bad infrastructure of local stadiums across the country. Earlier today, the Ministry of Sports, Youth and National Service, Namibia Sports Commission and the National Youth Council hosted a clean-up day at the Independence Stadium. Today on One Sports has more on this story.
This is our own stadium. This is our treasure. It's a Namibian own stadium. And as you can see, it does not look even good. Never mind the fact that we have been banned to use the stadium. It was for a reason. Look around and you see it's not in a state where it can be used by the athletes. Just in front of you, it doesn't look good. I'm happy that we are here together and that we can make it usable. There are many other things still to be done, like the construction works there and the chairs and toilets and whatever. But in the meantime, if we can make it usable for our own athletes to come and train here, practice here, then it will help us halfway. While we are still looking for and begging and I don't know whatever for funds to do the rest of the other things in the building. But outside, this is our day. This is a day when we can tell the nation out there that at least the Independence Stadium, at least for training, it is ready. The other things will still come.
At the cleanup day, Minister Agnes Jongarero called for the cleanup to assist in bettering the look of the stadium whilst in search of funds to revamp the dilapidated stadium. During the proceedings at the Independence Stadium, Today on One Sports also caught up with the Minister of Sports to find out whether the ministry will inquire for a bigger sports budget when the new budget is tabled. Jongarero also estimated how much money it will take to fully revamp the stadium.
As always, I will advocate for more and more because here, only one stadium, this one stadium, will cost us more than, I can say, 300 million. The things which are expected to be done here, it's a lot. You know what? One bulb, you see, each of those things, so many bulbs there, you can see. And one bulb costs in the thousands. I'm not exactly so sure, but it's in the thousands. But CAF and FIFA, they are saying bulbs, this lighting must not be older than 2 years, which means we'll have to replace all of them also. FIFA and CAF, they are also expecting that sittings must not be like that. Sittings must be like this. There must be a chair. Yeah, we have to put all over chairs there. They expect us to put, as you know, there are no toilets. We must put toilets there. And then when we come inside, there are many things also to be fixed. All those are funding. And that is why we are saying we'll have to partner with the private sector and see where they can come in. We can put their logos and whatever, that white spots you can see and so on. And hopefully we'll fix this in a shortest time so that the money we are pumping in at the moment in South Africa can stay at home. And our vendors, those people who are buying things outside, can make their living. What we have done at the moment is we have written to Ministry of Works, because you know all the assets of the government belongs or falls under Ministry of Works, to tell us from those 18 points which CAF and FIFA have put, we must fix. Which ones can they fix? And those they can't fix, can they cost us? If they can't cost us, tell us so that we can get somebody to cost us. Because if I cannot go to Standard Bank and say, help me with money. What? I must say, these are the things, which ones can you maybe and then whoever's, and that is what we are busy with also. At the same time while we are cleaning.
A member of the National Youth Council who joined the cleanup day highlighted the importance of keeping the stadium clean, as well as why he joined to assist with the cleaning.
As one can see, it is in a dire mess. It's kind of deteriorating, and it's about to dilapidate. So to that degree, we have been asked harmoniously so that we can come and assist in cleaning up, because, you know, the brave warriors are playing most of their games, home games in South Africa, and that is also affecting the economy as far as tourism and tax is concerned. So it's part of assisting that, so that we can be at par with those standards that are required either by FIFA or whatsoever, so that we can also move in that sequence.
The Minister of Sports, Youth and National Service led the proceedings at the Independence Stadium with the participation of all Windhoek-based staff members of the Ministry, Namibia Sports Commission and National Youth Council. And that is all we have for you tonight. Join us again next week for Sports on One, and don't forget to follow us on our social media pages.
Thanks a lot, Castro, for the latest in sports. Time now for the weather forecast.
Time now for a weather forecast, but first an advisory from the Windhoek Met office. Windy conditions will persist over the weekend. The interior will be partly cloudy and hot. The coast will be partly cloudy and mild to warm, and wind will be light to moderate southwesterly. Now let's have a look at the minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
We have come to the end of this evening's edition of Today on One. Do join us again for a repeat at 9:30 and the Omnibus Saturdays from 9 to 2. From me, Maggie Forciero, and the rest of the team, till next time, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
My name is Liesel. I'm a medical officer in the anesthesiology department. I know friends and family who are vulnerable to the coronavirus. Some are pregnant, some have young children at home, others are elderly or suffer from autoimmune diseases or take steroid treatment. I want to protect them. Together, we can protect them. Please stay at home for us.
Black sunrise, always gonna be a surprise, 'cause we don't know the way it's going to go, 'cause we can see the way it's going to be.
need water? We're talking about COVID. Baba G, tell us about the day you found out you had COVID.
The day I found out I have COVID, just a typical day. I didn't understand how I got COVID because I was always covered, I was always with my hand sanitizer. It came with my wife. And that whole day, I was thinking, what's gonna happen to me? I'm gonna survive. My kids, I was losing my tasting, smelling. There were some days I will test my taste buds and put like 4 or 5 chilies in my coffee. No ways. I didn't taste it.
So did you also lose your appetite in the process?
It was very funny. In the first week, no, I was chowing like I will wake up like midnight and make for me something. But after the first week, then the appetite was gone. When you go to bed, your body is also automatically switching off. And that's a dangerous time for COVID. It's like glass pinching you, cutting you inside your lungs. Then the heart was pumping like rubber pumps. You are losing a lot of fluids at night.
Is that through fever or what?
Yeah, it's through fever.
So have you experienced any side effects from having contracted COVID-19?
No, not yet. Maybe still coming, but not yet.
And your wife?
She was complaining about light head. It's an annoying headache. It's light, but it's annoying.
So basically you didn't take any prescribed medicine from the doctor to recover from COVID?
No, I didn't. The only thing I was using is desperate for my blood not to clot. Because for some people, when your lungs are really, really infected, your blood will start to clot from the lungs, close all the airways. That's where we are passing. I'm smoking cigarette, and when you were a smoker and COVID in your lungs now.
So then after you both found out you had COVID, what did you guys do to protect the kids?
The kids move up from the house. The Buddhists will come, then we will collect everything for them and just put for them outside. When they came, just grab the food and go.
So what was the biggest battle for you? Was it mental or physical?
Mentally. Mentally was the biggest battle. I'm actually an international movie maker, and my career was cut off. I couldn't put bread on the table. There were some days we have one meal for the day, then went to bed. And that was hitting me in my mind. What if Blessing gets corona now? Where am I gonna go? Who's gonna help? There were also some people depend on us in the rural areas. We couldn't help them. My future was black, dark, dark, dark. I couldn't even see that small light at the end of the tunnel. One day, my daughter decided, now, I want to see my father today. And I just told her, yeah, she can come. The first words was, Daddy, I was praying for you yesterday night. Don't worry, Corona will go back soon. And I was asking, from where? From Namibia? She said, no, not from Namibia, from you. And you are not looking good. And she was actually heartbroken. Until today, she hates Corona. From there, then I was like, oh, okay. If the smallest one is saying this, why am not picking me up self and do the right thing and get rid of this thing? That's where I started to run, to practice, coming to my quiet place. And actually, the main thing that broke my heart during that time was there was no one. The time of COVID, there was no one.
So can you tell us where we are right now?
We are at my silent place. I call this place my silent place. I will come here when the COVID is hitting me like 120%. Looking at the ocean, then you will hear voices like, no, you don't belong here. Today you don't belong here. Get up and go home. Some days they will nurse you like, no, you will survive. Your future is a bright future. You must not give up now. Think about your kids. Think about the people around you. Even the wind will do that. Actually, you must meditate. The thing of COVID is, looks like COVID is afraid of the warmness and is friends with the coldness. So the whole time you are baking in the sun, it helps a lot.
So is that what you did?
Yeah, I did. I will do that twice a day. This was supposed to be a golden year for me, a very, very good golden year for me, but then COVID decided, no, this is not going to be your golden year. Everything was cancelled. We, the filmmakers, this year, from the international shoots, lost lot of money.
You've lost 3 family members? Is it all due to COVID?
No, not all due to COVID. First one, my sister, she was very close to me. She contracted COVID April, and she was in ICU for 3 months. The COVID damaged her lungs, and at the stage her lungs collapsed and she couldn't breathe without the machines. Her kidneys failed, her liver has failed. COVID is real. First of all, COVID is real. It's not a joke. Most of the people, they fall away from COVID regulations. Still early to fall away from COVID regulations. We must still go in line with those COVID regulations.
And how long did you say it took you to recover?
3 weeks, 21 days.
What must somebody do to change your mind from that negative perspective to that positive?
COVID, no job, it's very dangerous. There was one day I just decided I'm gonna take a rope, go to the jetty, sit around there, and after all I will hang there by the jetty. The time I arrived here there was no wind, out of nowhere. The ocean was like angry, and it started to get cold, and I was like, but it was just nice weather. Then I sat down. Then the universe will talk with you, the wind, the sun, the ocean. That's the main thing of COVID. If you don't save yourself, no one will save you. And we must always appreciate what we have around us. That's the main thing in COVID. If you don't appreciate what you have around you, no, you will lose your head.
Smile, smile, smile. When you walk with me, I just want you to smile, smile.
My industry and what I've done with my hands in Namibia, it's going all over the world, and here you are, Papa G, you want to quit? Nah. I'm excited for 2021. It's not gonna be the same like 2020 now. I'm back in the groove.
Give me food, clothes, water, and shelter. Nothing else, no matter. You're my moonlight in my oven. Let all my sins be forgiven. Happiness reign
and welcome to the She Word, the show where we discuss trending topics amongst women across Africa. Girl, 7 years old. Do you know why you're here?
In 1997, I was filmed by an American news crew at the place I was being held, a shrine run by a priest dedicated to the worship of deities. I was labeled a Trikoshi, a wife of the gods, paying for a crime committed by a family member.
The purpose of sharing my story was to say, you know, you may have gone through something, a traumatic experience. You are still able to have life. You have life. You can live life. You can contribute to society, and that's what it should be about. It's not more. It's not really about like victimizing or because I honestly.